That cheap LLC you formed in Wyoming? Your home state may still want its own filing, its own fee, and its own registered agent. And a lot of people do not find that out until after they pay. So, before you pick the best state for your LLC, do not start with the state everyone keeps recommending. Start with a simpler question. Where is the business actually being run? Because that is where the filing fee stops being the full story. Most first-time owners look at the popular states first, and honestly, the pitch sounds good at the beginning. Wyoming gets a lot of attention. It costs $100 to file, and the annual requirement starts at $60. It is also often promoted for privacy, which is why online owners, non-US owners, and holding company setups look at it. But Wyoming only helps if the full setup actually fits how the business works. Delaware has the big business reputation. Investors know it. The court system is well known. But if this is a simple first-time LLC, that reputation may not do much for the everyday business. Delaware LLCs now have a $400 yearly tax, so it is not just a one-time filing. New Mexico is the quiet one. The filing cost is low, and a standard New Mexico LLC does not have the annual or biennial report requirement many states put on LLCs. That is why people mention it when they want something simple to maintain. But that alone is not a reason to choose it from another state. Nevada gets attention because there is no state income tax. But that headline does not show the full bill. Once you add the business license, the initial list, and the yearly renewals, the total can be higher than beginners expect. This is the part worth slowing down on. The best state for your LLC is usually the state where the business is actually operating. If you work from Texas, California, Florida, New York, or wherever you actually sit and run the business, that state may still require a registration too. That second registration is called a foreign LLC. Foreign does not mean international. It just means the LLC was formed in another state. And that can bring another filing fee, another registered agent, another set of yearly requirements, and taxes or reports where the business actually operates. That is how the cheap state can end up costing more than simply forming at home. At this point, it really comes back to one question. Where is the business actually being run? There are exceptions. Non-US residents, real estate investors, and founders raising outside money may need a different setup. But for most first-time owners, the smarter move is to compare the full picture: filing fee, registered agent, yearly requirements, and whether a second registration may be needed later. The links below can help compare LLC setup options before choosing a state. Filing in the wrong state is an expensive lesson. Glad we skipped that together. Subscribe for more. And just to be clear, general info only, not legal advice. Anything messy, talk to an attorney.